Hey everyone, I'm Rahina, and we are playing more of Gakuen Heaven 2. Sorry about the volume last time. I feel like my voice was much louder than the characters and the background music. So I have tried to adjust it this time, make things a little better. This does happen to be a scene that has that obnoxiously loud, kind of romantic background music, so it makes things a little difficult, but hopefully nothing is being overpowered, either me or the music or the character voices. We're continuing after the baseball game. This is the evening, and we've got Yuki with Sakaki here outside.
野球楽しかった。
Baseball was fun.
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, it was.
しかしまさかお前が一番得点を挙げるとは思わなかったな。
But I never thought you'd be the one to get the most points.
俺もびっくりですよ。
I'm surprised too.
9回裏、2アウト満塁で走者一掃のランニングホームランなんて。
That I'd hit an inside-the-park home run that cleared all the bases with the bases loaded and 2 outs at the bottom of the 9th inning.
さすがにラッキーとしか言えないですよ。
All I can say is that it really was lucky. So yeah, that's pretty much the most amazing play in baseball there. Even I know enough to know that that's pretty rare and also kind of awesome. And this is Yuki we're talking about here, who doesn't really seem to have all that great of an athletic ability, so he must have gotten lucky again.
もちろん先生の采配のおかげでもあります。
Of course, it was also thanks to your direction.
よくわかってるじゃないか。
Well, I'm glad you realized that.
それにしてもジョーカーさんのピッチングすごかったですよね。
And now, of course, Yuki will review everyone's participation in the baseball game, kind of give a little overview of how everyone did. So, Joker's pitching was amazing.
俺ジャイロボール投げるの初めて生で見ましたよ。
It's the first time I've seen a gyro ball thrown in real life.
ほとんどストライクだったし、さすが射撃をやってただけのことはありますよね。
Getting mostly strikeouts is only what I'd expect from someone who's done shooting.
野球部のやつが絶望した顔してたな。
The baseball club guys looked so despairing. So apparently they got creamed.
でもキャッチャーサインを結局全部無視してたみたいで、高藤さんが愚痴ってました。
But it looks like he ignored all the catcher's signals after all, and Takato was upset.
ジョーカーさんはミットに投げるよりも人に当てる方が得意だって言ってましたけどね。
He said that Joker was better at hitting people than throwing at the mitt. So hey, throwing the ball at people is way more fun than just getting a strikeout, so why not?
あいつらしいな。
That's like him.
それに友が盗塁したのにはちょっとびっくりしました。
Besides, I was a bit surprised that Tomo stole the bases.
あいつにとって30メートルくらいの距離は大したことないだろ
To him, 30 meters probably isn't that much of a distance.
う。ただ5回以降の俺の盗塁サインは全て無視してたがな。
Only after the 5th inning, he ignored all my signals to steal the bases. So Tomo participated, did a good job for a while, and then decided he was done with that.
友ぶれないやつだな。
Tomo was really set in his ways.
千葉さんはすごく打ってたし、新田さんはすごいアクロバティックな守備してたし、
And Chiba was amazing at bat, and Arata had an amazingly acrobatic defense.
八神もうまく千葉さんを誘導してたな。
Yagami guided Chiba really well too, telling him where to throw the ball, because Chiba, if left up to his own devices, would always just throw it back to Joker.
空也さんや園田さんは安心して任せられたしな。
And we could leave things to Kuya and Sonoda without worrying.
それにしても楽しかったですね。
So all things considered, it was fun.
またやりましょう。
I want to do it again.
榊先生も一緒に。
And with you too.
それは俺の財布狙いか？
Does that mean you're after my wallet?
やだな、違いますって。
No, you're wrong.
じゃあ今からのもキャンセルしていいか？今日の MVP。
Then can we cancel this? Today's MVP?
ああ、ダメですよ。せっかく先生におごってもらえるのに。
You can't. It's special that you were going to treat me. So, of course, Yuki will not give up on his chance to go out to eat.
榊先生、今日はどこに連れてってくれるんですか？
So, Professor Sakaki, where are you taking me today?
こないだのおでんの屋台もすごく美味しかったですよね。
The Oden stall the other day was really delicious.
今日は違う。当該だから車で行くぞ。
Today is different. We're going off the island, so we're going by car.
榊先生の車？
Your car?
ああ、
Yeah.
どこまで行くんですか？
Where are we going?
せっかくだからお前をあいつらに会わせようと思う。
Since it's special, I thought I'd have you meet them.
あいつら？
Them?
俺の友人だ。
My friends?
友人？もしかしてあの写真の人？
You mean the ones from that picture?
ああ、そうだ。
Yeah, that's right. So I like that they put this in here, that we get a little hint of what happened with those two friends of his, because a lot of times you get to stuff in visual novels and you're like, okay, well, what happened to the people that were mentioned in the backstory? So it's a little different from usual, I think, to actually get a bit of an update and find out what these people are doing, and, you know, nice that they are going to actually go see them.
あの二人はドロップアウトしてどちらも目指していた道には進まなかったが、
After they dropped out, neither of them could continue on the path they desired, but
あれからあいつら二人は結婚してな。
afterward the two of them got married.
結婚？
Married?
2年前に小料理屋を開いたんだ。
2 years ago they opened a small restaurant.
俺のところにも案内のハガキが届いていたんだが、 BL 学園に転任してからは。
They sent a notice postcard to me too, but I transferred to BL school and then, you know.
なんとなく赴任先を言いそびれて、そのまま連絡も取らずにいたんだ。
Somehow I missed my chance to tell them where I was working, and I left it like that, not contacting them.
言いにくい気持ちはわかります。
I understand why you'd feel it would be hard to say that,
だろ
right?
う。だが、いい機会だからな。
But this is a good chance.
この際あの二人に俺の近況を知らせようと思うんだ。
I thought I would take this opportunity to let those two know what I've been up to lately.
それいいですね。きっと二人とも喜びますよ。
That's good. I'm sure they'll both be happy. So Yuki always seeing the happy side of everything, and this is like the best possible thing. He's like, wow, these people that he hasn't seen in forever.
だといいんだがな。
Well, I hope so. He's sure they'll be happy, huh? He might be right. I'm sure it was me that was the one who was most hung up on this school. And I like that he can acknowledge that, because really he's been angry on behalf of his friends, especially the boy who did not get into the school. He's just been all wrapped up in that for so long. And thinking back on that, I mean, middle school, going into high school, that would put him at about Yuki's age. So, you know, 14, 15. And that's a long time. That's like half his life he's been wrapped up in his just bitterness over this school. And working here, you know, all of a sudden, just because he got pushed into it. So it's a long time to hold a grudge, especially on behalf of other people, something that didn't actually happen to him personally, even though I'm sure it felt extremely personal. Maybe it was an unconscious sense of guilt toward them that didn't let me get too deeply involved with the school. The one who changed that was probably Asahina. It was you. So that is true. You know, he did see... I get the feeling that it's, like, not just Yuki, it's also Tomo. Seeing Tomo kind of break away from everything and all the pressures that have been put on him was also something that kind of inspired Sakaki to say, you know what? I'm also going to tell my family, screw you guys, you know, I'm not going to do the things you want me to do because they're wrong. Just like Tomo said, he's not going to cave in and, you know, delete the research data. He wasn't going to do that, of course. And number two, he wasn't going to strike back by doing something similar to the Sakaki group because that would be wrong. So, kind of a parallel there, but, you know, if you think about it, the kind of emotional side of it comes from Yuki and all his poking and prodding until finally he got the story out of Sakaki. So while Tomo kind of set the example, Yuki is the person who kind of gave him that little emotional push. Because remember, Yuki's the emotional genius of this game. He may not be the smartest boy ever. He may do all sorts of really dumb things. And if you've read some of the separate short stories and things for this game, Yuki is a major dummy. But he is very emotionally intelligent and can help people with things. And, you know, for characters who are kind of bottled up, that's exactly what they need. So Tomo was an example. I think Yuki was the one who actually pushed enough to kind of get Sakaki over his issues. And I'm sure there's going to be lingering issues for a while. I mean, nobody just wakes up one morning with the bitterness of 13, 14 years just completely wiped out. But it's a good first step.
先生の友達なんでしょ？だったら絶対大丈夫ですって。
They're your friends, aren't they? Then I'm sure it'll be alright.
だってハガキを送ってくるくらいなんだし。
Well, they sent you a postcard.
これが開店通知のハガキだ。
This is a restaurant opening notice postcard.
へえ、二人とも着物着て決まってますね。
Oh, wow, they're both wearing kimonos. They look great.
どんな料理出すんだろう。
I wonder what kind of food it is.
やっぱり和食かな。
After all, it must be Japanese food.
おそらくな。俺も行くのは初めてだ。
Probably. This will be my first time going too. So I think that implies that he may not have seen those friends in quite some time, at least definitely not in the last 2 years since they opened their restaurant, but it could be even longer before that. Just depending on how wrapped up he got in his feelings about things and the guilt over all of it, especially after knowing that the female teacher dropped out and stopped being a teacher because she couldn't make the changes she wanted. So, I mean, I'm assuming it's not so far back that he hasn't seen them since middle school. That just doesn't make sense, because then he wouldn't know what things they had done in the future or found out that his friend had dyslexia or blah blah blah. But I think maybe it's been longer than the 2 years, just out of a sense of, I don't know, really guilt, I guess. It's just, it's complicated, right?
なんかいいな。二人ともすごく幸せそうだな。
It's kind of nice. They both look really happy.
あれが俺の車だ。乗れ。
That's my car. Get in.
ああ、かっこいい車。
Oh, it's such a cool car. And I'm going to stop here because obviously we have a scene transition from outside to inside the car, so we'll get the last CG. And, well, it pretty much continues in the same vein from here, but next time I will explain to you that Yuki's observation about how cool this car is completely wrong. So look forward to that. And the next video will be the last for Sakaki's route, so I hope you're looking forward to it. And thank you for watching, as always.